MAGA is freaking out because yet again Donald Trump was put in danger, and if the wrong person would have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, last night could have went a lot differently. As it stands, last night was fine, but MAGA is freaking out because this is the second time in less than 16 months that the President of the United States, or someone who is running to be President of the United States, was put in danger because of the Secret Service. And so here's Laura Loomer saying, "This is insane. There were knives and glass cups on the table tonight where POTUS was physically ambushed by a group of pro-Palestinian lunatics. Those Hamas lovers could have stabbed President Trump with a knife or broken glass. Notice how Secret Service barely did anything to stop them. Someone needs to be fired for this. This was a massive failure and dereliction of duty by Secret Service."
Hello guys, welcome back to my social commentary. I hope you all are doing good and you are watching this video. So last night, Joe Seafood, Prime Steak and Stone Crab in Washington DC restaurant, a restaurant not very far from the White House, our President Donald Trump met an unexpected confrontation while dining with his senior administrative officials. A group of pro-Palestinians from Code Pink were seen waving flags and screaming, "Free Palestinians, free DC. Trump is the Hitler of our time." So without wasting much of your time, let us dive straight into the video for you to see how it all unfolded. And if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel, like and share our video to help the channel out, and do well to tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section about how our President Donald Trump was being booed by a crowd of women saying, "Free DC, free Palestinians, Trump is the Hitler of our time."
Well, you're not going to see this on CNN. They did not run it, which tells you a lot. We went to The Guardian and we found this video clip of protesters last night in Washington, D.C. They heard that Trump was going to head over from the White House to go to dinner at this restaurant, so they met him inside with signs and loud protests over Palestine. And it was not pretty. Trump lost it. He was pissed. Check out this video. Again, you won't see that video on CNN, but you could see what they were chanting. You know, "Free Palestine." Donald Trump is the rhymes with, you know what, Schmittler of our time. He was extremely flustered and totally caught off guard, and Secret Service and his security team quickly shuffled these people, the protesters, out of the restaurant. But it was good. It was good because, see, he tried to sneak out into public and wave to people and all that, and he was immediately met with absolute opposition. And there you have it. Shame on CNN, good on The Guardian. I like to get my news from theguardian.com.
Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show. Look, last night, Trump went out to dinner at Joe's Seafood in D.C. Now, this comes, of course, after a reporter made a comment last week about how Trump hadn't gone out to dinner recently, despite all of his assertions and all of the bravado claims that D.C. was very, very safe. Trump, of course, wanted to prove the reporter wrong. But let me show you just how close Joe's Seafood is to the White House. Take a look at this map, all right? You're basically talking about what? A mile? Sure. Meanwhile, unfortunately for him, his outing, well, let's just say it was met with quite a few protesters. Some, of course, were outside the restaurant. Some, of course, were inside. Let me begin by showing you those that were outside the restaurant protesting. Play the clip. And then, of course, let me show you the clip of those that actually made it inside the restaurant.
Enjoy your dinner. Thank you.
Wow. Talk about being rough. Look, it's why I constantly say we're on a journey together to 500,000 subscribers. So let's get there. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share. All right. Because again, the insanity every day, the chaos, it doesn't go away. And look, as a result, and who wouldn't be fed up with something like that? He ended up having them shooed away. Play the clip.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah. I mean, what did you expect? Now, let me be clear. On his way into the restaurant, Trump actually did stop to speak to reporters. He claimed that D.C. is now, thanks to him, very, very safe. Not sure if he would rescind that statement, of course, after protesters managed to get inside the restaurant. Play that clip.
The chief and we all work together, and the outcome is really spectacular. We have a capital that's very, very safe right now.
Yeah, it's very, very safe. For him, right? I mean, he wants to go 1 mile away from the White House to Joe's restaurant. And of course, the streets are shut down. People are not permitted to move while he's in motion. The restaurant, of course, despite I don't know how these protesters got in, everyone there is wanted. Everybody there is searched. You got Secret Service, you got FBI, you got everything. You got Capitol Police all over the place. Yes, it's extremely safe for him. Meanwhile, a reporter then goes on and asks him about the Epstein birthday book. How could they not, right? And like I've said again and again and again.
You guys, stop what you're doing. You're going to want to hear this. An organization called Code Pink disrupted Donald Trump's dinner in Washington, D.C. with all of his little sycophants. It was so beautiful. Take a look. And by the way, they were all women.
Free D.C. Free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C. Free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. Free D.C. Free Palestine. Trump is the Hitler of our time. What do you want your legacy to be? Let's go. What do you want your legacy to be? He's terrorizing communities. Let's
go. Time to go.
He's terrorizing communities
Time to go.
all over the world.
Time to go.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Women are going to save the country and they're going to save the world. And had we just voted for them in 2016 and in 2024, we wouldn't be here right now. If we had voted for them in 2016 and in 2024, we wouldn't have to be waiting for the day for it to happen. But alas, here we are. And until that day comes, we need to keep showing up. We need to keep being loud. And we need to always, always call for accountability and call for justice. We need to keep showing up to wherever these people are and keep interrupting their day, interrupting their lunch, interrupting their events. And they need to be known. It needs to be known to them that we're not going to stand for this. It needs to be known to them that the American people are watching. It needs to be known to them that we're going to make them uncomfortable every time they try to fuck with our lives, every time they try to take away our rights, every time they try to do something unlawful, every time they try to do something unconstitutional. We need to make them uncomfortable, because that little amount of them being uncomfortable is nothing compared to what they're doing to everyday Americans, to everyday citizens, to black and brown people, to people of color all across the country. Make them uncomfortable. Show up and never surrender. And follow along for more to learn how to fight back.
Well, very different scene from last night here outside Joe's restaurant. I actually spoke to a gentleman who works on this block up the street here, and he told me as soon as he came out of his office, there were swarms of black Suburbans ahead of the president's dinner reservation. I also spoke to a woman who noticed that too, and made her own reservation more than an hour ahead of the president's arrival to send a message to him.
All with the purpose of calling them out, like holding them accountable.
Olivia DeNucci is one of the 4 women seen in this video from inside Joe's Seafood. President President Donald Trump was there too, making a rare visit to a D.C. restaurant as seen in this video posted by the White House. He was joined by Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, all greeted by cheers at first.
Free D.C., free Palestine!
Then came the chanting from Olivia and the women to send a message to the Trump administration.
They are devastating communities across the world and right here at home, whether it's the federal occupation, militarizing this entire city, terrorizing our neighbors, as well as carrying out the genocide in Palestine.
Olivia describing the reactions of those four men.
I could tell they didn't know what to do, and they were like shook, all of them, in their face and the facial expressions.
What was it like making eye contact with the president?
You know, to be honest, it was empowering because he could not look away from us.
Moments later,
you know, Trump made a gesture to Secret Service to get us out of there, and we went. You know, we left when we were told.
But Olivia hoping their actions inspire others to use their voices.
I want people to see themselves in us, opportunity to at least scream and shout our message. You know, like there's nothing illegal about that. That is totally within our right. And too often people are too silent.
And Olivia encouraging everyone who's now seen that viral video to get involved in your community, to fight for people that they know and even the ones that they don't know. In downtown DC tonight, I'm Melissa Kim, WUSA 9.
Hey, so I don't know the restaurant, I don't know the ladies, I don't know none of the information. I can go try to find it, obviously, right? But they booed the fuck out of Trump. I mean, like, Trump was at a restaurant somewhere. I don't give a fuck where Trump eats. He can eat shit for all I care. But Trump was at a restaurant and women, so shouts out to the women, went up, just heckled the fuck out of him. Let him know they had some sick ass chant. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, right? But they had some chant that they were saying, basically compared, they said like Trump is the Hitler of our time. Hold up, I'm gonna try to remember the chant. I was trying to remember it. It was fire, bro. And of course, Secret Service was like, hey, y'all gotta get out. Y'all gotta get out. And the people in the restaurant, the dick suckers, my bad. Ooh, language. The bootlickers, they were like, oh, just get out. Just get out. Get out. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to have a nice dinner. Free Palestine, bitch. Trump is the Hitler of our time. It was something along them lines.
Donald Trump just got loudly booed and berated in Washington, D.C. He went to a restaurant called Joe's Seafood and brought the media to what was announced as an undisclosed location. It turned out to be Joe's Seafood, which is just about a block or so from the White House, so that Donald Trump can show that he was leaving the White House to see what the restaurants look like. Well, when he showed up inside the restaurant, there were people booing him. They were calling him the modern day Hitler. Watch what happens as Donald Trump walks inside that restaurant, Joe's Seafood. Play this clip.
Free D.C., free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C., free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C., free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time!
Then, before Donald Trump got into the restaurant, he was being booed outside by people in Washington, D.C., who detest Trump's military occupation of their beloved.
We were just inside this steakhouse seafood restaurant in Washington, D.C., where Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, all of them were eating. They sat down right next to us. And as people were giving them an applause, we were saying, free D.C., free Palestine, Trump is the Hitler of our time, saying that we need troops out of everywhere. They just announced that the Pentagon is the Department of War. It's always been the Department of War. They have been terrorizing communities and are set to do it in Puerto Rico and Venezuela, saying that Palestine is for sale. Just this morning, there was an evacuation notice for all of Gaza. We are 2 years into a genocide. So we were in there saying he will absolutely not be able to have dinner in peace.
He looked us right in the eyes and we stood our ground, and we continue to be steadfast in our call for the end of the occupation here and in Gaza and globally. We are not afraid of Trump. He is afraid of us.
We hope that he sees our faces in his mind for a long time, because he looked us all in the eyes as we were standing there. We will continue to fight for DC. We will continue to fight for Palestine every single day.
Yo guys, thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate. And if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel. So while these were still going on, our president Donald Trump paused for a moment and kept staring at the protesters before nodding his head and signaling to his security services, telling them, come on, let's go. So his secret security escorts quickly moved to clear the protesters and pave way for the president to go, while the protesters keep yelling and bullying at him, saying, free DC, free Palestinians. Trump is the Hitler of our time. So tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. And like I said earlier before, if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section, and do ensure to like and share the video to help the channel out. You're welcome.